Hi there, this is Shruti. Welcome to the 5 steps to skyrocket your traffic with Pinterest training. Now, I want to make sure that we don't waste your time today. So let's see if this class is the right fit for you. Now, this is for you if you either have a blog or a website and you're looking to get new visitors so that you can monetize your content without wasting all day on social media. This class is also right for you if you are a product based or e commerce entrepreneur who wants a reliable source of traffic that turns into sales on autopilot. And this is also the right place for you if you are an existing or aspiring Pinterest VA looking to learn the ropes of Pinterest marketing to grow your business. Now, here's what I'm going to teach you today in the next 45 to 60 minutes. Number one, why Pinterest is unlike any other social media platform and what that means for your marketing strategy. I'm also going to be teaching you the step-by-step formula to start generating free traffic from Pinterest to your site or business so that you can spend less time on social media and more time doing things that actually move the needle in your business. Now, make sure that you have a notepad ready and log out of all the other browser tabs that you may have open. If you're on your phone, make sure to put your phone on airplane mode so that you don't miss out on anything important. And make sure to stay with me until the end. I'll be sharing how you can get your hands on two special bonuses. Number one, the pin tracker that me and my team use to run multiple Pinterest accounts while spending less than 1 hour a week, and a 150 group boards list that will help you save time while growing your account on Pinterest. And I'm going to be transparent with you all. You can take whatever you learn in this class and apply it on your own, or you can take the next step to join us inside Pinfluencer Academy and fast track your results. But before we get into the steps, let me quickly introduce myself. Hello again, I'm Shruti Pangtey. I'm a full-time blogger, YouTuber, creator of Pinfluencer Academy, where we've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs grow their business using Pinterest. Now, I went from an invisible side hustling blogger to a six-figure entrepreneur living in my dream country with complete time and location freedom in under 2 years. I also hold an MBA from India's top business school and have worked in leadership teams of multiple companies for over 5 years. Some of the places that I've been featured in for the work that I've done on Pinterest include Yahoo Finance, Disrupt, Female Hustlers, and more. But I did not just wake up here and get here overnight. So it all started in 2014 when, after getting an MBA, I had been working at a Fortune 500 company that had been my dream job, but I realized that something was off. I was getting paid really well. I got to meet interesting people, I got to travel, but the work I was doing had basically no impact beyond anyone's lives besides the shareholders. I had no freedom or control over my life. I couldn't take holidays without permission, and I had zero time to develop any hobbies because my work exhausted the crap out of me during my days off. So after a personal and professional crisis, I came to a crossroads. I could either continue slogging every single day to make some random dude rich in another country, or I could try to find another way to get everything I dreamt of. I wanted to be able to live in different places, travel the world, and work on my creative talent, but I had no idea what this would look like financially. I still had student debt to pay off. I wasn't sure if my career would ever truly recover if I took a break, but I went ahead and took a leap anyway. I got into a master's program in Germany and put all of my eggs in the move abroad, get a clean start, and figure out your crap basket. And that's when I started a blog to document my experience. And a year and a half later, I realized this could actually be something more. I shut down my hobby blog and started a serious travel and lifestyle blog with the intention to make some money off of it. But little did I know at the time that you can't really make any money off of your passion if you don't have some sort of an audience. An audience in the digital world also translates into traffic. So I started experimenting with various platforms to generate traffic. I tried Facebook, I tried Instagram, I tried Google, you name it. Even after 6 months of desperately trying to grow, nothing was really happening. I felt disheartened and I thought this wouldn't really happen for me because I didn't have the money to spend thousands of dollars in ads, and I didn't have a large social media following that I could send over to my blog or website. But this actually started to change once I discovered Pinterest. I had vaguely read somewhere that some people used it to drive traffic to their websites. So I ignored all the other platforms and just doubled down on Pinterest. 3 months later, my baby blog crossed 25,000 monthly visitors. Another 3 months later, it crossed 50,000 visitors, and it kept growing from there. Thanks to the increase in traffic, I was able to partner with an ad network and I started to make some regular side income with my blog. Now, keep in mind, I was still doing this as a side hustle until then. I started getting approached by sponsors and I worked with affiliates to multiply my income streams. Before I knew it, I was making more money with my blog than I was with my 20 hours a week student job. Now, a few months later, I jumped full time into running my own digital products business because I was so confident that I could leverage Pinterest once again to start and scale this business. And since then, I've been able to build a six-figure business by leveraging Pinterest for my website as well as for selling my products. I spend half my year with my family in India and the other half in Europe. I've been able to have the freedom to set my own hours, work from anywhere I want, and be my own boss while having no cap on my income. And not only this, I feel stable in my business because I have a business that doesn't just rely on me showing up on Instagram or on TikTok every single day. But I haven't just been able to change my life in the last few years. I've also helped hundreds of aspiring entrepreneurs just like you do the same. So here are some of the people who were on this training not so long ago, and here's where they are right now. So meet Kiwi, who is a child care product seller and has leveraged Pinterest to build an audience of 105,000 monthly views in just 3 months. Another student of mine, Sonia, who is a blogger and writer, grew her audience to 50,000 monthly visitors in just 2 months. Antoinette, a fashion boutique owner, has been able to leverage a specific pin strategy that I teach inside Pinfluence Academy to reach over 109,000 monthly viewers on Pinterest. Now, just take a second to think, how would your life and business change if you could reach an additional 100,000 people every single month for free? Now, maybe you're wondering, this is too good to be true. Can Pinterest really help me grow my business? So I want you to raise your hand if you've ever thought that, Pinterest is just for bloggers or just for saving recipes. Or if you've thought to yourself, my audience is not really on Pinterest. Maybe you've thought to yourself that if you don't have a large following or if you're not a large brand, you don't stand a chance on Pinterest because you've seen that happen on other social media platforms where you need to have a large following in order to be able to get anywhere. Or maybe you think that you don't have the time to learn a new and complicated platform, you're already too busy. Now, the fact is that these are all just really myths keeping you from leveraging a platform that can and will change your business. Now, did you know that 47% of Pinterest users are there looking for and shopping for products? Shoppers on Pinterest spend twice as much as a shopper on any other social media platform. So not only do they have bigger baskets, but they also end up spending more than they would, let's say, on Instagram or Facebook. Not only this, if your target audience also includes females in the age group of 18 to 64 with a high household income and are based in countries such as US, UK, Canada, and Europe, or even Australia, then Pinterest is for you. Not only this, 97% of Pinterest searches are unbranded. This means that even if you are a brand new product or a brand new service seller, you can still show up on Pinterest search and get discovered by your potential customers and clients. So all you really need to start leveraging Pinterest to grow your traffic is an hour a week. And I'll be sharing with you exactly how in just a couple of minutes. So just to sum it up, Pinterest is not just for bloggers, it is for bloggers and business owners. It is not true that your audience is not on Pinterest. In fact, chances are your audience is likely on Pinterest and you are missing out on a huge chunk of potential customers and clients just because you don't have a Pinterest strategy right now. Your business can blow up even if it is brand new and has 0 followers. And not only this, you only need an hour a week to get started and start driving traffic from Pinterest every single day. Now, the key thing here is to realize that Pinterest, unlike any other social media platforms, is a search and discovery platform. This means that the same strategy that you use to get discovered on platforms like Instagram or TikTok don't really work on Pinterest. Now, how would you like to learn how you can reach 450 million potential customers and readers every single month organically? If the answer is yes, then you are going to watch the next part of this training really closely because I'm going to share the 5 simple steps you need to start driving traffic from Pinterest today. Now, step number 1 is to build your foundation. Now, if you've ever thought to yourself, I don't know anything about Pinterest, like where do I even start? You are in the right place today, my friend. So let's start by doing these 3 simple things that you can do right away. Number 1, setting up a business account. Number 2, claiming your website, and number 3, optimizing your bio. Now, don't worry, I'm going to explain exactly what this means in a second. What happens at this stage when entrepreneurs get started on Pinterest is that they end up making one of these 3 common mistakes. They either create an account that is personal, which is not really optimized to be showing up for business, and hence they miss out on the potential to drive business from Pinterest over to their website or store. Number 2, they forget to claim their website or domain, which is basically the place where you're conducting your business, and hence Pinterest doesn't really know where to send the users that are showing up on your profile. And number three, they create a profile that no one can discover. In particular, your ideal audience is unable to find you on Pinterest. So you're not really leveraging the exact strategy that you need in order to show up in front of the ideal audience. So here's what you need to be doing instead in order to correctly set up the right foundation on Pinterest. Number one, you need to create an account with your business name and business photo or logo, where you are going to be able to use your own photo if you are, for example, a personal brand, a coach, or a consultant. Number two, you want to be making sure that you are connecting your website as well as your social media accounts for Google and Pinterest to talk to each other and pass on search benefits. So unlike other social media platforms which don't really talk to each other, that's not really the case with Pinterest. You want Google and Pinterest to be connected so that they know exactly what's happening on one platform and using that benefit on one platform to increase your rankings on the other. And number three, you want to make sure to include the top two keywords you want your ideal customer or audience to find you with. Let me take you through an example of Andy, who's one of our students who owns a women's fashion store. So as you can see, he's added his own business name and logo. He's linked his website popstry.com, and he's included the top keywords his customers are searching for on Pinterest, such as swimwear, bikinis, women's fashion trends, etc. All right. So once you've got step one out of the way, the next step really is to master pin design. Now, if you ever thought to yourself that creating Pinterest graphics or pins is just too complicated, then you need to watch this step closely. Now, there are three elements of understanding pin design. Number one, pin specs. So what are the specifications that you need to create pins with? Number two, the actual design that you create. And number three, how you upload your pin design into the platform. Now, pins are simply images or videos that you can create which are linked to your account that basically allow people to find you on Pinterest and get them back to your website or your store, right? So the most common mistakes that I see people doing at this stage when they start, creating pins is number one, creating pins that don't really work for Pinterest. So maybe you're creating a square pin or a strange dimension or specs that doesn't really work on Pinterest. Number two, designing boring pins that nobody wants to click on and that are missing any call to action. There are billions of pins being uploaded every single month on Pinterest, so why should someone click on yours? And number three, also a really critical mistake that people make at this stage is not using keywords or not using the right keywords in order for your pin to be able to rank. So here's how you can make sure that you don't make these mistakes. Number one, always create vertical pins with a 2:3 aspect ratio. The only exception here is when you are creating product pins, because those are going to be pins that are automatically going to be linked to your website. So there are going to be square pins or even different sizes of pins that are going to show up automatically. But when you're creating image pins specifically, you want to be creating pins with a 2:3 aspect ratio, which means that the width of the pin is 2/3 of the length of the pin. So it's a bit longer than it is wider. Not only this, you want to be spending time on creating the perfect text overlay for your pin or your call to action. Now, a lot of people forget to do this. They simply just put an image and they don't put anything else, and they expect people are just going to magically find that and click on it. Now, this can work if you have a really well-known product that people are already searching for. But if you have, let's say, a new product that nobody really knows what it is or what it does, you are going to need to give some information to your ideal audience to educate them about what the product or the content is leading them to. So why should someone click on this new product that they don't know anything about? Here's where having a call to action is really, really important. Not only this, you also want to be testing out different photo, font, and color combinations to see what works best. Now, even though you might want to stick to your brand colors, and a lot of people try to do this when they are on Instagram to have an aesthetic feed and all of that, Pinterest doesn't really care about what colors or images you're using as long as people are engaging with them and they are, generating clicks and views on your pin and are going over to your website and store. Because all that really matters is whether or not people are engaging with your content. And the best way for you to find out what type of pin is working for you is to experiment with colors, with fonts, as well as with different photo combinations. And last but not least, at this stage, you also want to be adding 5 keywords in the pin description that your audience is searching for. Now, up to 5 is the key thing here. You don't have to always add 5 keywords. You only should be adding keywords which are really, really relevant for your pin and that your audience is actually searching your content with. Okay, so let's walk through an example of what a good Pinterest design actually looks like. So here's my student Chelsea who runs a travel and lifestyle blog. And as you can see, she has created a vertical pin which is all about first timers hiking tips you need to know. So she's made sure to add an aesthetically pleasing photo which she has taken by herself. And she's also combined a really good and aesthetically pleasing color and font combination, which is really clear to read and can be seen on a mobile phone as well. Not only this, she has added a title which says Brilliant First Time Hiking Tips for Beginners. And she's also included keywords such as the best backpacking, hiking hacks for women, hiking hacks tips, and more brilliant hiking tips to ensure that the people who are searching for these keywords actually find her pin through these right keywords. So this is a good example for you to take note of in case you are designing pins and you're feeling like they're not really meeting the mark and something's missing. Another example is of my student Janki, who runs a home decor and product store called Home from India. And as you can see, this is an example of a product pin, which is totally fine if you don't have a vertical pin, because that is a pin that people would want to see in different aspects of. So when it comes to product pins, people are not just looking for vertical pins, they're looking for different pins and how the product looks like in different, different circumstances. So if you do have square pins, you can go ahead and use them as well. But what's really, really critical here is to make sure that it is a high quality image which is making your product look really, really good. So maybe contrasting it with like a nude or a neutral background, and making sure that you have the right description is even more important for a product pin than it is for an image or a content related pin. So as you can see, she has added keywords such as boho chic, hanging elephants, handcrafting, nightstand drawer in your kids' room. So not only has she added keywords by which people might be looking for some boho products, but she's also added keywords by where they might be using it. So the functionality of the product is important as well. When you're creating product pins, you want to make sure that you're not just, putting the functions, the benefits of what that product is all about. So it's a red lipstick from Chanel or whatever, but you also want to be saying a red lipstick for a date night, or red lipstick for, with a black dress. So you also want to be thinking of all the different combinations that people might be using that product for. Okay, so now that we have step 1 and step 2 out of the way, the next step really is to understand Pinterest SEO. Now, when we talk about Pinterest SEO, what it really means is how can someone find you via Pinterest? So how can someone find you through Pinterest search? Now, there are 3 key things here that you need to keep in mind when it comes to understanding Pinterest SEO. Number 1, optimizing your profile. So the number 1 place where people can find you is the profile that you have curated for them, which is going to be a collection of your pins. And if that profile is not optimized, they're not really going to be able to find you or click through to your products. Number 2, how to optimize your pins. That's also a part of Pinterest SEO. And number 3, optimizing your boards. Now, there are 3 mistakes that I see people making a lot at this stage, and I want to walk you through how to fix them. So the number 1 mistake that I see people making is using Pinterest like any other social media platform, where they think that they can show up once a day and post any random image and it's going to get a lot of traction and likes, etc. That is just not true, because Pinterest is a search engine, so you need to treat it as such. Not only this, people also end up creating an account that is not really aligned with your business goals. So are you creating an account that you want your dream or ideal customer to find you with? Or are you just creating an account that looks cute to you and that you enjoy creating? And the number 3 really, really big mistake, which was also a common mistake made at the last step, and that is ignoring keyword research. Now, when it comes to having a long-term strategy on Pinterest, you just cannot not research keywords before you post your content. So the way that you can fix this is, number 1, create pins and save them to your profile. And before you're doing them, ask yourself, what main search objective are you going to cater to? So what are people going to be searching for in order for them to find that particular pin or image or video that you're saving on Pinterest? And another question to ask yourself is, what 5 to 10 boards are going to represent your brand and business on Pinterest? Now, boards are essentially a collection of your pins, which can be thought of as albums or different folders that showcase what your business is all about. So let's say if you have a jewelry business, you can have boards like silver jewelry, gold jewelry, boho jewelry, vintage jewelry, and so on and so forth. Obviously, you need to be doing keyword research to meet your ideal client and understanding which boards are the right boards for your profile. And another question to ask yourself when you are trying to figure out and optimize for SEO is, how can you make the Pinterest algorithm understand what your website or business is all about? And the big hint here is to understand how keywords play into your SEO or Pinterest strategy. Maybe you're wondering, okay, Shruti, that's great, but where the heck do I find these keywords? So I'm going to share with you 2 quick methods with which you can find keywords. Now, there are more methods than this, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to go into all of those. We do share them in Pinterest Academy, and if you're interested, you can go ahead and join that to get the step-by-step tutorials on how to join these keywords. But let me walk you through 2 of the methods that I personally love and love using and that are really easy to use for anyone. Method number 1 is just simply going on Pinterest search. So when you log into your account, you are going to go on the top and there's going to be a search bar where you can type in the keyword you're looking for. So as you can see, when you type in paper mache art, you come across different options like paper mache art sculpture, how to make for kids on canvas, sculpture artists, so on and so forth. So these are all different keyword ideas that people are searching for. Another way for you to look for keywords, specifically if you want to be creating video content, is to simply select videos on the right hand side of the search tab, and you'll have different options to go through like pins, profiles, etc. Just search for keywords for videos and you are going to be able to see a top row which is going to be auto-populating a lot of keywords that people are searching for specifically for video content. Now, not only is this relevant for video content, it's also relevant for image content. So make sure that you are doing both of these methods, using the method which is all about Pinterest search, like basic Pinterest search and the auto-populated suggestions, as well as the video pin search, in order to find which keywords might be the right strategy for your account. Okay, so now that we've covered 3 crucial steps, let's move on to one of the most interesting steps, which is growing your traffic. So we've talked about how to build your foundation and what are the key things you need to watch out for. We've talked about mastering pin design and how you can make sure that you're showing up in the right way on Pinterest. We've talked about understanding Pinterest SEO and how to look for keywords which are going to be the right fit for your account. Now let's talk about the specific things you can do to actually grow your traffic from Pinterest. So maybe you're wondering at this point, how does this all work? Like, how does this, whole thing really work? Okay, so to simplify exactly how traffic works on Pinterest, let me share with you a really simple graphic that will make it a lot easier for you to understand exactly how it works. So it all starts with your page that you want to promote. So it can be a piece of content such as a blog post, a podcast, or even a video like this. It can be a product page that you want to sell. It can be an affiliate link that you want to create, a pin to, or it can be a sign up page where you want to send people over to your webinar, to your opt-ins, or to your events. What happens once you have this page is that you create a pin, which is an image or a video graphic that is designed in a specific way to show up on Pinterest. Now, this depends exactly on what you're trying to create and promote. So the type of pin that you create is going to depend on the aim that you have with that pin. And next step is going to be uploading that pin on Pinterest. So this is where you're going to be optimizing for SEO, which we spoke about in the previous steps, using the right keywords. And once you have done that, your pin over time is going to start showing up on the Pinterest search feed, which is how, pinners or users on Pinterest actually find your products and ideas and content. So when your pin starts to rank in search, that is exactly how people are going to be able to discover you organically. And once people find you in search, they are going to click to your particular pin and they're going to click through to your website, which is where further monetization events can happen. So if you're a blogger, once people click through to your website and let's say you're running display ads, you can make money based on all of the views and the clicks that your ads generate. And if you are a product seller, this will then depend on how well you're able to convert, the customer that has come in or the potential prospect that has come in into a paid customer or client. Now, when it comes to growing your traffic, there's 3 things that are really important. 1, creating fresh pins. 2, leveraging community, and 3, repeating what works. Now, the mistakes that I see people making and that causes them not to get any traffic on Pinterest include 1, continuing to pin the same image over and over again with minimal changes, or not really using the power of communities and building your loyal audience. You just use it as a post it and forget it platform like Twitter, and that just does not help you get any traffic in the long run from Pinterest. And the third mistake that I see people making a lot at this stage is to work harder than you need to instead of working smarter and saving time. Now, when it comes to fresh pins, what's really important is that a new image is the only thing that matters for the Pinterest algorithm. Small changes in your logo, colors, font, title, or description do not count as a fresh pin. Contrary to popular belief, the most important thing that Pinterest looks for is an image that it hasn't seen before. So you want to be making sure that you're using a new image every time you want to create a fresh pin. When you reuse the same image with no countable changes, Pinterest considers this a duplicate pin. Now, a duplicate pin is one that Pinterest has already seen before, and hence it doesn't really give you the benefit of fresh content or driving fresh traffic to your account. Not to mention, when you repeatedly create duplicate pins over and over again, it can lead to your account being blocked or suspended in the long run. When it comes to building communities, what you need to keep in mind is that Pinterest is also moving towards video content, much like the entire digital marketing world. So if you are a creator who is not at all leveraging video content, you need to start thinking about creating it in order to start building a loyal following and getting more engagement on your Pinterest account. Leveraging video pins as well as idea pins, which are essentially pins where you can have a row of static images or videos that you share with your audience and that people can find on the top of your profile, is going to be really, really key in growing your traffic in the long run on Pinterest this year and moving forward. And when it comes to working smart, what you want to make sure is that you are testing your content in the long run. So it's not just a simple, post it and forget it kind of strategy. You do need to keep an eye out on your Pinterest account at least once every month to see what's working and what's not working, and then adapt your Pinterest strategy or your pinning strategy accordingly. What's important here is to use analytics platforms like Google Analytics or the Pinterest Analytics that you can find on your account, or even going over to Shopify or any other store analytics that you have access to see which of your pins are driving the most traffic, the most clicks, and the most sales to your store. Once you know which pins are, let's say, driving the most business over for you, you can then continue to recreate content which is aligned on similar terms and is also going to be bringing you more traffic, leads, and sales. So now that we have the traffic part covered, let's talk about step 5, which is all about automation, because I am someone who loves working smart instead of working hard, and I really love saving time. So my strategies do not include you spending 2 hours a day on Pinterest and doing all sorts of things. I ideally would love to teach you how you can just spend an hour a week on Pinterest and drive sustainable traffic every single day without spending more than that time. So how is it really possible to grow on Pinterest and to drive traffic with less than an hour a week? There are 2 key things that you need to keep in mind here in order for you to save time and still get results on Pinterest. Number 1, defining your pinning strategy. So how exactly are you going to pin, and where and what are you going to be pinning? Number 2, automating your pinning. So this is again very, very important if you want peace of mind and you don't want to show up every single day on Pinterest. Now, the mistakes that I see people making a lot at this stage include 1, being active on Pinterest whenever they want and not having any real strategy behind it. This doesn't really help you because you have to be active when your audience is active and when your content is most likely to be discovered. Number 2, not using smart features and tools to save time and automate your work. So many people are unaware of the tips that I'm going to share with you in just a couple of minutes, and they basically spend time every single day manually trying to create pins and saving them and doing all of the shebang for little to no results. And the biggest mistake that I see people make at this stage is to simply randomly copy paste a random person's strategy and wondering why that doesn't work for your business. Now, here's what you need to create, a winning pinning strategy. Number 1, you need to decide how many times a day you can pin sustainably. Now, you don't want to pin 20 times a day and then the next day show up once or disappear for a week and then pin again 100 times and then disappear again. That is just not going to help you. So just like on Google or on YouTube or any other place, having a sustainable strategy is super important. The same way on Pinterest, it's important as well. So you want to make sure that you are, starting out with a number that you can actually manage and that is actually sustainable. So let's say you start out with 2 to 3 fresh pins per day. You also want to make sure that you have the right boards to save your pins to. So where are those pins being saved to? So for example, if you're creating a pin which is all about silver jewelry, you don't want to save that to a board which is all about gold jewelry, right? That does not make sense and that confuses the Pinterest algorithm further. So you want to be making sure that you have enough boards on your account and your profile to be pinning the right content to the right places so that the right people can find them at the right time. And number 3, you want to understand that every single account is unique and every single account needs a different strategy to grow that works for that particular account based on what your niche is all about, how much content you have, and what your goals on Pinterest are. So I'm going to share with you 2 ways in which you can automate and save time on Pinterest. You can use either the free Pinterest scheduler that comes within Pinterest when you're creating pins. And as you can see in the screenshot, all you need to do is upload your graphic or your video and add your title, your description, and your destination link, which is going to be the URL that you want people to click out to. And what you can do is, instead of publishing your image immediately, which is what most people do, you just simply click on publish at a later date and you select the time and the date that you want to select it to. Now keep in mind that this time is going to be your time zone. So for example, if you're someone who travels a lot and let's say you are in Europe 1 month and then you're in US the next, keep in mind that this account is going to be populated based on where you are. So you want to be making sure that you're posting at a time where your audience is most active. So for example, for me, I'm usually based in the Europe, or when I'm in Asia, then I have to pin at times which are going to be friendly for my European audience as well as for my audience in US and Canada. So I have to always be careful of which time I'm scheduling my pins to based on when my audience is most active. The number 2 way with which you can also automate, and that is a paid tool called Tailwind, which is an official Pinterest partner. Now, this is obviously going to cost you a certain amount every single month because it's a subscription-based tool, but this is a tool where you can actually save, for the next 2 months or 3 months pins, and you can have them going out automatically on your account every single week or every single day. Now, the key difference between the free tool and the paid tool is that the free tool is only able to schedule your pins for the next 2 weeks out, so 14 days. However, with Tailwind, you can schedule unlimited pins going forward. And that is a huge advantage if you're someone who has a large volume of pins, or you're someone who just wants to save time and quickly do things in a very organized manner. You don't absolutely need to have Tailwind in order to succeed on Pinterest. And this is something that I get asked a lot. You can absolutely just use the free method specifically in the first 3 to 6 months when you're creating your account and gaining traction in order to schedule your content. And I think if you're able to schedule just twice a month and have these, spurts where you can sit down twice a month in order to create your pins, that's more than enough for Pinterest. So one of my students, Lisa, who is a Pinterest manager, says that she has been able to go up in monthly views and followers and has created a schedule for when she works on Pinterest, so she's not working too long on it. So maybe you're wondering at this stage, what else do I need to know to get results on Pinterest? What are the technical elements of setting up your business account? How do you research keywords effectively so that the right audience and customers can find you at the right time? What are the best content and design formats to be uploaded and created on Pinterest? What is the step-by-step process of creating a custom pinning strategy that is unique to your account and that helps you grow no matter what is happening in the internet otherwise? How can you generate leads as well as sales from Pinterest? How can you create specific pins to your products and services in order for you to drive more sales via Pinterest? And you also need a supportive community that keeps you up to date so that you're not following outdated strategies and practices that just don't work anymore, and that you're able to get the feedback and the support you need in order to grow on Pinterest in the long run. Now, would you like to know my proven system on how to quickly and reliably scale your traffic with Pinterest? I would like to introduce and invite you to my signature program, Pinfluencer Academy, which is my step-by-step proven system to skyrocket your traffic from Pinterest with ease. So this is where I teach you the exact roadmap I use to grow my baby blogs traffic to over 70,000 monthly page views and thousands of people to my email list, and grow a 5 figures a month digital products business just by leveraging a Pinterest. My student, such as Chevy, who has grown her audience from 500,000 to 2 million after implementing the strategies that we teach inside the course. She says that this course covered everything that could have possibly been taught, and I'm really happy with the results. Another one of my students, Ankit, says that after going through 5 other Pinterest courses, he says that I have to say that your course is the best. It is the most practical, at the right pace, with actionable information. Now, here's what the roadmap looks like. So phase number 1, which we already briefly spoke about, is all about building your foundation. So here's where I'm going to teach you exactly step by step, over the shoulder, walking you through the tutorials of how to set up your Pinterest account, how to add rich pins, which is a specific thing you need in order to improve the SEO of your account, as well as create specific boards for business that are right for you so that your ideal readers and customers can find you. Here's where I'm also going to share with you my smart research tactics to find viral content that's validated before you waste your time creating new content and new pins. I'm also going to be walking you through how to come up with a content marketing strategy so you'll never have to wonder what exactly is working with your audience ever again. In phase 2, I teach you my pin design strategies so you never run out of ideas and create intentional pins that captures true clicks. I will also share with you my step-by-step viral pin formula that you can leverage to drive traffic to your business organically. And I'm also going to be walking you through how you can design pins step by step using Canva, which is a free tool, and that is something that anyone from any niche can use to start creating graphics effectively for Pinterest. And not only this, I'm also going to be diving deep into the latest buzz on Pinterest, which is all about video pins, idea pins, so that you can leverage your Pinterest account in order to, grow in the long run with video, as well as specific infographic strategies so that you can grow your account like rapid fire this year and more. In the next phase, we are going to be talking about Pinterest SEO, where I'm going to be sharing with you what you can do exactly in order for your audience to find you on search instead of you having to chase them every single day or look for them. I'm also going to be sharing with you 2 major keyword methods and advanced hacks to rank quickly and effectively for your old and new posts. You'll also learn how to find the search volume of each keyword using a specific secret tool that not many people know of. And I'm also going to be sharing with you the specific SEO ranking factors that the Pinterest algorithm looks for and how you can make sure that your content is always visible and in front of the right audience. In phase 4 is where we dive really deep into traffic building strategies and tactics. So here's where you will understand exactly how fresh pins work, how many pins you need to create and upload based on your stage of growth, and the best practices that are working on Pinterest right now. I'm also going to share my entire group board research strategy and selection strategy so that you can increase your visibility and show up in front of the right audiences. We're also going to be talking about a paid tool, which is Tailwind Communities, and how to leverage that to get maximum traffic and results. And on top of all of these strategies, I'm going to share my top 3 secret traffic driving strategies, which I shared nowhere else and you can't find anywhere else on the internet. And no, it is not about group boards or communities. It is something completely unique and different based on my own experience as well as my students' experiences. Phase 5 is where I'm going to be walking you through automation and pinning and sharing with you step by step how you can build your Pinterest automated marketing funnel so that you can get traffic on autopilot instead of spending all day sharing on Facebook groups or promoting on Instagram. I'll also share with you my own recommended pinning schedule that includes answers to questions like how much to pin, where to pin, what to pin, how often you can repeat pins, and so on and so forth. I'll also be sharing with you advanced Tailwind automation tips to speed up your impact on Pinterest without spending more time. And I'll also be sharing with you how to identify trends specific to your own niche and contents that you can create more of what works and stop wasting time on doing things that don't work at all. And while most other Pinterest programs actually stop here, this is not where Pinfluence Academy stops. We also have phase 6, which is an advanced module all about making money with Pinterest. So here's where I show step by step how you can grow your email list with Pinterest, the exact freebies and opt-in ideas that you can use that are actually working on Pinterest right now, and the step-by-step funnel strategy to convert passive visitors into customers. I also share in depth how affiliate marketing on Pinterest works, the biggest mistakes most rookie marketers make, and how to avoid them so that you don't get banned on Pinterest while still growing your business with this strategy. In the Pinterest for e-commerce strategy class, you will learn what differentiates profitable product businesses from non-profitable ones on Pinterest and how to make sure that you fall in the first category by creating the right product pins in the right places so that your audience can actually buy from you. And not only this, we are also going to be sharing a basic ads strategy, which is all about how to use the ads manager, as well as a step-by-step tutorial on how to set up an ad campaign so that once your organic strategy in place, you can add fuel to the fire and go ahead with ads should you choose to wish that that is the path that you want to take. So let's recap exactly what is included when you join Pinfluence Academy today. So first of all, you're going to have access to all the 6 video training modules with over 40 video lessons, which has a value of total of $1997. And not only this, you also get lifetime access to future updates. So no matter which updates Pinterest is making or which features are coming up in the next years, you can be rest assured that you will always find the most updated material and trainings inside the group. And not only this, I have also added a lifetime access to a private community, which is hosted over on Facebook, where you can talk to hundreds of other entrepreneurs who have probably already been where you are and can also help and guide you, as well as get feedback from me and my team on a constant basis. This is where I share the latest of what's working on Pinterest, the updates of what's going on, and this is where you can ask us questions anytime that you have any issues and reach out to us during working hours. The second bonus worth $997 is 12 past Q&A calls replays, which is over 15 hours of content where I have dived deep into specific accounts and actually shown what's working and what's not working and given answers to the most specific questions or the most common questions that you probably have about Pinterest. Not only this, we also have bonus number 3, which is a FAQ knowledge base, and that has a value of $497. How it works is that once you join, you're going to get access to a specific URL and password where you can go in to check the latest updates on what's working on Pinterest. And this is where you can basically just search for things by account, by analytics, by design, by different modules that we have laid out, and go into the specific most common top 100 questions that our students have asked. Rest assured, this is also constantly updated, so you know that the information that is here in the FAQ section is the most up-to-date information. Bonus number 4 is my pin tracker worth $197, which is how me and my team manage multiple Pinterest accounts, save time while creating fresh pins, and is absolutely the fastest, most productive way to be pinning on Pinterest. Okay, so on top of all of these bonuses, you also have bonus number 5, which is 150 group boards list, which is a value of $97, where you have 150 group boards that you can join right away in different niches. So you don't need to spend time looking for which boards are open and which boards aren't open. And bonus number 6 is 5 advanced masterclasses, which have a value of $497, including topics like how to find viral blog post ideas and specifically create viral content on Pinterest, how to clean up your boards after you have had boards for a while, as well as a guest expert masterclass on how to become Pinterest VA, keyword hacks, as well as infographic strategy. So these are strategies that you will put into place after you have implemented the entire step-by-step roadmap that we teach inside Pinfluence Academy, but are nevertheless very, very useful when you want to take your Pinterest account to the next level and really master your Pinterest goals. Okay, so the total value of this program is $5,279, including the core training modules, the lifetime access to the community, the Q&A replays, FAQ knowledge base, pin tracker, group boards list, as well as advanced masterclasses. The regular price of this program is set to be $597 in just the next week, but because you're on this training, you have the option to get the training only price of $397, which is the lowest sale price that this program is ever going to be on offer on. Once the timer on the sales page expires and we hit 5th of Feb midnight EST, this price is no longer going to be available. So the only option then would be to buy the program at $200 more, which is going to be $597. And you can get started today either by paying a single payment of $397, which is the cheapest way for you to get started, and you will also save the most amount of money with this plan. Or if you want to split up your payments and have a much more budget-friendly, option for your payments, you can also enroll for 3 monthly payments of $147. All right, so the next steps for you to join this program include clicking the button below this video to get the special $200 off sign-up page. That is going to lead you to the sales page where you will find all the information about the programs. You can also catch a sneak peek of what's waiting for you inside the program, as well as the different testimonials and different case studies that we have on our students, and you can figure out exactly which payment plan you want to go ahead with. Once you have enrolled with the payment plan, you will receive your welcome email, plus you will get your private access to the community as well as all the bonuses that are waiting for you. And I'm so sure that you are going to see results once you join Pinfluence Academy, that I have a 30-day money back guarantee. If you enroll in Pinfluence Academy, implement the strategies and don't get results, write to us at support@digitalempires.co and we will issue you a complete refund. Now, my student Anne, who is a skincare brand owner, says that I love Pinfluencer because it teaches you how to use Pinterest in a really efficient way while simultaneously teaching all the important details. She says, don't waste your time with coaches who claim to have the secret methods. Shruti has all the methods. Don't hesitate, just buy it. Another one of my students, Sharon, who is an online business owner, has just started the course a month ago and already had 6,500 views this month. Astrid says that the course is so well done, it is extremely easy to follow, it's well documented, a real hand-holding experience, and that I've attended a few other internet courses and none of them was as good as yours. It is simply outstanding. So if you're ready to be our next success story and blow up your traffic in business, your next step is to join hundreds of students inside Pinfluence Academy and learn the proven roadmap to succeed on Pinterest. Now keep in mind that the $200 off is just available for the next few days, so make sure to enroll before the timer ends. There's going to be a link and a button below this video, so make sure to click on that and join the program right away. If you have any questions, send us a chat message from the right hand side of your screen. I'll get back to you personally ASAP. Alternatively, if you have a bigger question or doubt and you want us to get back to you via email, write to us at support@digitalempires.co for any purchase related queries. So if you want to join Pinfluence Academy right now for the lowest price that it's ever going to be, make sure to click on the button below this video and enroll right away to save your spot. Now, lastly, I'd love to thank you for taking the time to show up for the training today and to show up for growing your business with ease. If you're ready to take the next step and actually get serious results from Pinterest, then I would love to see you inside Pinfluence Academy. I'll speak to you soon.